Hi everybody, welcome back to my KonMari series. Working in the kitchen today on food. I'm excited to go through this. My cabinets are a mess, so I'm sharing some messy spots of my home. Please be kind. It feels so good to be getting to this project because I've been looking forward to it for a long time. So let's get started. So this drawer houses a few things I've gone through. I've gone through this little bin here, the rolling pin, that. The plastic bags and the Jell-O is what I will be addressing now, and this is what it looks like before. Alright, this is another cupboard where we store food. These are the things that we put on the table, like the salt and pepper, and then it's got some baking things like the extracts, hot chocolate, honey's back there, syrup is there, peanut butter's there on that shelf, and then up here we've got our butter dishes, and you saw this in my other kitchen video, a little honey bear and another drink mix. So that's the food in this cabinet. Alright, the food in this cabinet, this is spices, and it is really a mess. Really a mess. I am anxious to remedy this problem. Above it are my hand tools, which you've seen in my other video. So that's my spices. Then the cupboard over, this is embarrassing. It's such a mess. This is like everything else. There's more spices, there's cocoa, there's shortening, there's my measuring cups, there's seasoning packets, oatmeal, stuff on this bottom. My oils are here on this side, my spray oil, my vegetable oil, my olive oil, random sugars and empty jars there. On the next shelf up are some more seasonings, salts, molasses, Carol syrup, vinegars, more seasoning packets, baking powder and baking soda, another syrup container for our homemade syrups. And then the top shelf is empty right now. I had my water pitchers in it, but we moved those when we did the dishes. The next cabinet over is my baking cabinet. I really like this cabinet, but I know it needs to be cleaned and things may need to move just to make the use of the kitchen better. So here's my brown sugar, powdered sugar, masa, cornmeal, popcorn, and there's an empty one, and I don't know what I used to put in the empty one. Anyway, that's that cabinet. That little container on the right is some of my coarse cane sugar. Up here is sugar, white sugar, some lasagna noodles, my shakers for powdered sugar and flour, and I don't know, poppy seeds and some other, I mean, it needs to be cleaned. And then this is for chocolate chips, this is flour, noodles, raisins, some more noodles. Up here's my canning salts and a container for Rice Krispies cereal, an empty container, various pasta and rice, my cornstarch, and my spaghetti noodles. And this does need to change. It's not working out for me right now. I love the storage containers from Tupperware though. They make the cupboard work as well as it does, even though it's not working really well right now. These are my spices. I've got an empty jar here that I'll be keeping. And it's also the cupboard that has the salt and pepper and the extracts, and the cupboard that had my shortening baking soda, baking powder. They're back there. These are all the things that I'm keeping. Oh, I see some packets now back there. I am keeping those. But, yeah, the seasoning packets. And then these four jars, they're ones that I just refill smaller jars with, or that I don't use very often. The parsley I refill smaller jars, the cinnamon sticks I use just for canning, and the same with the whole allspice. So I'll probably be moving those down to my storage room or into my pantry. And then over here are the jars and things that are empty that I can throw away or wash and reuse in the case of this glass jar. The other ones are all plastic containers that I had two things, or they were empty and I combined if there were two, and then I'm ready to throw away the empties. Alright, these are the things from my baking cupboard. It's all empty and wiped out. And I had a bag of rice in there I put in the container, and then I had some masa that was expired and some noodles that were also stale and expired, so I got rid of those, and these are all the things that I'm keeping, and I just need to try to fit them in. Okay, so on the left I put my vanilla extracts in my little muffin liners, my extra butter dish here, and then our breakfast cereals, and then the next one has our drink mixes here with our peanut butter, our honey, and our syrups. Okay, in this cabinet I went ahead, we use our salt and pepper shakers along with our herbs and spices, so I went ahead and put them here on a turntable with the pepper to refill, and the butter dish we use the most often along with our toothpicks. So that cupboard looks... Okay, so before I had all my spices right here, and I've changed that up, and I've put my oils in this little dish to help so any spills or whatever are easier to clean up, along with our spray, our sticky sweet stuff, corn syrup, molasses, baking powder, measuring cups, salt, baking soda. Okay, and then back here are our vinegar and our cooking wine. And then over there is a little box with our spice packets. Up here's where I put the seasonings, spices. And so I've gone through them all. They're a little more organized, but I'm still not in love with it. I'd like to find another thing. And I looked through to say, do I really use this? Do I really use this? And I really do use these spices enough that I need to keep them. And then on the very top shelf, which I cannot reach without a stool or climbing on the counter, are the ones that I will use to refill, or that I use just for canning or our backpacking food spices. That's what these are, the butter buds and the tomato paste stuff. And so I decided to put those there so I can get to them easily, but I don't need to reach them every day. And so that's that center cabinet. And then if we open this cabinet, this is the baking cabinet. So down here my Crisco, and behind the Crisco, it's a little tight. I'm not sure if this is really going to work. It's not working. Okay, I can't even pull it out. I'm gonna have to rearrange some things. But anyway, so I've got my popcorn, my cornmeal, powdered sugar, and brown sugar, and I'm gonna have to pull this out so I can get the Crisco out. Crisco, and then my shakers for flour and powdered sugar. Gonna have to figure something out to make everything fit. And over there I put the cocoa, because that's the thing that's making it not slide enough. So our cane sugar is behind there. So I'm just gonna take the cocoa out. It needs to find a new home apparently. Okay, now I can get that out. Okay, then flour, sugar, I need to wash these containers, rice, chocolate chips, raisins. And then on the side of that are some little pastas for our soups, poppy seeds, and cornstarch. I use these things not very frequently, so that's a good spot. Then up here I put my kosher salt, and behind it is in the green, it's my canning salt. And then the batter mix, tapioca, Rice Krispies, pastas are over here. In fact, I'm going to put the small pasta up here as well. So I have it with all the pastas. So that is my baking cupboard. I got rid of nothing from the baking cupboard except for, oh, let's look at something. Except for the masa, which was bad. So I got rid of the masa. Anyway, so I have one more container that's like this size that I may put up at the top to house pasta. And then this large container, which is empty. So yeah, it was good. It looks better. It's not organized the way I want, but it's all put away and tidy. This is the drawer that I keep our Jell-O and pudding in. After I tidied, all I did was take everything out and clean it and put everything back in because nothing in here needed to be gotten rid of. And then I put this box in here to put the twisty ties for the storage bags and the bag that we put our box tops in. That was a big job to take everything out of my cabinets, clean all the cabinets, put it all back in, but it looks so good. I opened the cabinets and I'm just like, oh, it's clean, it's clean, it's so nice. But there are some trouble spots as far as organization, which I am trying to stick to Marie Kondo's suggestion, and I'm waiting to organize until I'm done tidying so I can see the full benefit and so I don't lose my momentum in this tidying process. So next I'll be tackling the pantry, and it is going to be a big job. It is very dirty, so that will be a good project for me to finally do. I've been procrastinating for some time, so that will be the next video you will see. And leave me a comment if you have a suggestion or something you'd like to have a conversation about with KonMari. Also, if you have like a specific suggestion about my spices, I would love to hear it, because that's an area I'm really not sure, because the shelf they're on is just too high to be as accessible as I'd like it to be. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of other ideas out there, so share some if you have them. And subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing.